Hey, Max, thanks a lot for the opportunity to present today. We're the Colorado Coalition. Our proposal is innovating at scale in Colorado, and we're going to walk through our proposal to the BBB. Lorena will go a little bit deeper on the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Initiative in just a minute and introduce herself. A little bit about Innosphere. We led the coalition charge. We're a 24-year-old nonprofit organization, uniquely positioned to collaborate with a very complex group of partners to bring this proposal to the EDA. So our proposal is really focused on leveraging the position Colorado's built over the last couple of decades in biosciences and climate tech. We've been fortunate to really accelerate in a number of rankings over the past 10 years in particular, grow a concentration around climate tech and bio, and we are nationally leading in some categories. We think the opportunity for our coalition is really tapping into two areas that we need regional and national leadership, and that's around the net zero energy transition or climate change, and then also the post-COVID recovery, around pharmaceutical development, medical devices, and ag tech. We believe Colorado is really well positioned to accelerate in these two industry cluster groups, but specific investments in programs and infrastructure is needed. Subsequently, we put a very interesting coalition group together to pursue the EDA funding. So our vision is creating economic growth around two R&D intensive initiatives, partnering with universities, the three primary research universities in Colorado, and multiple federal labs, zeroing in on biosciences, post-COVID recovery, medical devices, pharmaceuticals, digital health, and then around climate tech with specific goals for job creation, increasing R&D output, and representation at higher levels of historically underserved communities. Our proposal, we feel, is unique in that Colorado's already maintained a certain status around biotech and clean tech, and we're really furthering inclusion. We're leading the R&D initiatives around the Mountain Plains region already as a group, and we've got the right team to execute. We've proposed about $550 million, $525 million in projects across 8 specific projects. And Lorena's going to talk in more depth about the Metro Denver EDC, Denver Chamber of Commerce initiative around equity and inclusion.
Thank you, Mike. So the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce and the Metro Denver EDC's initiative, Prosper Colorado, is this foundational work of inclusive growth for our region. Even though our region is 25% Black and Latino residents, our top paying jobs do not show that same level of diversity. We've worked with leaders from all three sectors to establish this set of strategies to achieve our goals of economic mobility for our region. Our strategies are centered around the premise that making these changes will take all of us as employers to create an economy where everyone prospers. Prosper Colorado is partnering with the Colorado Coalition to bring this foundational set of tools and resources to support the bioscience and climate tech clusters to become part of this broader change. We want to see an increase in the percentage of women and people of color in the good paying jobs that these clusters bring to the region by modifying their recruiting, hiring, and retention practices. We want to work closely with local school districts, 2- and 4-year institutions, and nonprofit training providers to develop this talent pipeline with special emphasis on people of color. We want to increase the amount of cluster companies are spending with women and BIPOC-owned businesses through our Shop BIPOC marketplace platform. And we want to plan to do this all with great accountability, starting with having the clusters use Compass, our diversity benchmarking tool for employers. The funding and the partnerships through this grant will allow us to support our companies with the right amount of FTE to implement these strategies and tools across the board and build a strong and diverse talent pipeline and a strong communication component to drive awareness and transparency in our work with these clusters. This will not only benefit the bioscience and climate tech communities, but will also allow us to grow this work to all industries in Colorado and across the country. Thanks so much.
And lastly, we proposed 8 interwoven projects, non-construction and construction, 5 construction-related projects to improve access to facilities for intensive R&D industries, and then 3, non-construction interrelated projects to grow R&D innovation at scale. Thank you.